Good morning. This is Miss Whitfield. I'm sure some of you have not heard from me or seen me, but I'm still kicking. I hope you are too. Well, now we're transitioning from economics to personal finance. In personal finance, you're talking about how to save money, how to be a wise consumer, how to apply for loans, because most of you will want some type of loan sometime in your lifetime, whether it is to go to college, whether it is to buy a car, or to purchase a house. At one time or another, you will want a loan. Now, let's talk about financial institutions. I hope some of you already have a savings account at your age and are saving up. Why? Because Fidelity Insurance, you know, the people on television with the commercials that talk about the green line that goes down the street and your green line can change. I went to a training session hosted by Fidelity Insurance, and one of the things they said was the time to start planning for retirement is not when you're my age now, but when you're about 16 years old, 17 years old, and you're no ways close to retirement. You got to start saving for your retirement. All right, let's talk about financial institutions. A commercial bank, BB&T, Wachovia, Southern Bank, those are examples of commercial banks. They charge you for their services, and they have a lot of fees that have been approved by the federal government and by the state of North Carolina as well. Credit union is where you have to be a member, okay, in order to join. My mother was a state employee, and at the age of 16, she allowed me to start a savings account at the North Carolina State Employees Credit Union. The Waco Credit Union, that's also in Plymouth, and used to you had to work for Weyerhaeuser to open up a savings account or have any dealings with the Waco Credit Union. That's no longer the case. A savings and loan. A savings and loan was traditionally where people would go to apply for a house loan, that you were going to build a house or you were going to buy a house. Now, a savings and loan and a credit union offer the same services as a commercial bank. Now, a bank that you and I cannot go to anymore to open an account is the Federal Reserve Bank. Our closest Federal Reserve Bank is in Richmond, Virginia. A Federal Reserve Bank is designed for bankers only, a banker's bank. It's not for us consumers, okay? Now, that would mean that BB&T in Plymouth needs money. They call the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve tells them that they can have that money, whatever it is they want, for 3% finance. That means if we come in and we apply for a loan, we're not going to get 3% financing. No, because BB&T's got to pay that money back to the Federal Reserve. So they're going to offer it to us at 8%. Therefore, they're going to be making 5%. Loans and credit cards and fees now are how banks make money to be able to pay us to put their money into their bank. All right, let's talk about a business loan. You want to open your own business, or you want to expand your business, or you need to bring in some new type of software, so you want a business loan. Now, with some of these CARES Act that have just recently been passed, businesses apply for loans, and there's not enough money there in the program to try to help them to keep their employees working. A checking account. This goes back to when we talked about the end of the Middle Ages, when people started to travel again, but they were too afraid to carry money in their pocket. So they went to someone and they said, "This is my money. Would you write a letter saying that I have money to follow up with this letter, to correspond with that, rather than carrying money?" And a check is a promise that you have this particular money in the bank. A savings account is where you put money in and you're trying to earn interest, okay? You want to grow your money. Debit cards, credit cards. Debit cards are something new. More people carry debit cards now than carry checks. It's much simple. You go to a store, you want to buy something, you use your debit card. You punch in the PIN number. That's a secret number. You don't tell anybody what your PIN number is. You give me your PIN number, I can go and take all the money out of the bank that you have possibly put in there. Okay, so you don't tell people your PIN number. You don't keep it written down somewhere. It's a number that you need to know that only you can use. A credit card is where you are borrowing money, okay? And a debit card, you have to have the money in the account for the debit card to work. In a credit card, you're borrowing money, saying, I'm going to repay this money in the months to come. And some credit cards charge 20 to 18% interest, okay? Please make sure you understand that. Now, ATM. ATM is where you go to take money out, okay, from your account. You have to, again, use your PIN number to be able to take money out of the ATM, to get cash. You have to have money into the account. In addition to this, you have to know what AYP is. AYP is the annual yearly percentage rate, okay? If I'm trying to save money, I want a high percentage rate. I want something like 12% financing, okay? But if you're trying to borrow money, you want a low AYP. Money market accounts. Money market accounts offer you more interest rate than what you would earn with a regular savings account. A savings bond is where you're loaning the government of the United States money. And at the end of the term on the savings bond, you can go and get the cash out of that savings bond, but you're loaning your money. Fiona, Fiona, is a new computerized system that can tell you what type of checking accounts or accounts can help you to earn more in interest. Again, when you're talking about interest rates, that's the money that you've got to pay back. Now, the longer the term that you're borrowing the money, if you're borrowing the money for 4 years, okay, that's 4 years your payments are going to be spread over, okay? If you're borrowing the money for 2 years, that's a shorter amount of time. The AYP, the interest rate, is usually lower. I hope this helps you, because you need to make sure that you take notes on this and send them to me via email, because you'll need these notes to help you with your assignment for next week. Have a good day. Bye-bye.